Welcome to the first and last international race of the Aquila Formula 1000 series. I'm outside right now in not even a commentary booth, so if you can't hear me well enough or it's screeching a bit, I have to apologize, but it's the way it is here down in Denmark. We had a very interesting qualifying, to say the least. Linus Stjernlund got the pole in the end when Andreas Skattebo in P2. In P3 we had Devon. No, I have to. 1 second. I have to actually check the grid order. We had Linus Stjernlund on pole, Oskar Mellstug in P2, and then Andreas Skattebo in P3. Lionel Score in P4, behind him Albin Gustafsson in P5, Gustav Berglund P6, and then Pete Norbeck in P7. Fredrik Lindholm in P8 and Enzo Collin in P9. Max Stjernlund P10 with William Eriksson in P11 behind him. P12 Devin Lewis Grabko, and behind him Mikael Karpis P13. William Isaksson P14 will not be participating in this race after actually flipping in qualifying into an exit of turn 2, getting up on the valley and then losing it, unfortunately. So no start from him. Selina Hessman P15 and then Johan Wahl on P16. Jonathan Relander won't be starting from P17 as his engine broke on the cool down lap of practice. As we now finish the warm-up lap and now go to line up on the grid for real this time. It's looking at the track map, I would say this is a reverse catfish of a track. The satellite view, it looks like the most boring track on earth, but in real life it has amazing ups and downs and hilly. They managed to find the only hill in Denmark and they built a racetrack on it. So they have up and down a lot. We're actually starting on the back straight here because that's the longest stretch of straight road they have on this circuit. It's 5 corners, 4 if you count a bit cheaply, but 4 of them very interesting. All of them can provide some overtaking opportunities, but it's down on the back straight that we can't really see right now that has the best opportunities. So unfortunately, due to time constraints and other things, we don't really have a camera working so we can see the entire track. We have a few, but I'll do my best to guide you through with my limited vision as well. But I'm sure it's going to be an interesting one. I still see the cars are lining up on the backside. You can see them in the distance. So not really be able to see the start. We can see the final few cars are lining up now. As we now wait for the lights, no cars showing up. We see the 15-second board is out. So we're about to go racing. Now cars revving up, lights are out. There we go. It's race 1 underway. I'll wait and see until they rejoin. But for now, clean start. Oskar Mellstug has taken the lead away from Linus Stjernlund. Lionel shaping up for a move on Andreas Skattebo, but not quite able to make it. Linus on the outside. Lionel making the move on Andreas. It was close, but they both made it through. So now join up to turn 2. Oskar Mellstug in the lead. Linus Stjernlund side by side. Andreas Skattebo Lionel Score. Fredrik Lindholm makes a move on Gustav Berglund down the inside, and he's gotten past. So Fredrik Lindholm up 2 positions in the start. Enzo Collin has dropped the back a bit. Johan Wahl rounding out the field as they now go Up the fast right-hander, long right-hander. Status quo positions. Oskar Melstig now leading on the back straight. Behind him, Linus Stjärnelund, Andreas Skattebo, Lionel Skår, Albin Gustafsson, Fredrik Lindholm, Gustav Berglund, Pete Norbeck. Then it's Max Stjärnelund, I think, followed by Enzo Collin. And if my eyes aren't deceiving me, I think that's Mikael Karpers in P11. Once again, start-finish straight. Oskar Melstig has pulled out a bit of a gap now. Andreas looking to make a move on Linus Stjärnelund. But it's still side by side. But they slot back in. Lionel Skår now looking for the move. Once again, outside, inside. Oskar locking up a bit in turn 2. Fredrik Lindholm trying around the outside of Albin Gustafsson. Had to slot in behind. Enzo Collin has gotten back past Max Stjärnelund. And it's also Mikael Karpers has done as well. I know Mikael Karpers, the senior driver alongside Johan Wahla, is getting coaching from former champion Joel Granfors, and it seems to be proving effective. Now Linus Stjärnelund is now hunting down Oskar once again. He's a bit closer now, might be able to make a move into the last corner, and indeed he at least tries it. We'll see how it shapes out as they rejoin on the start-finish straight. And it's gotten past. Linus Stjärnelund now back in the lead after a poor start. Pole sitter back in the lead. And then Oskar Melstig on the outside. Can he make a move? It's side by side into turn 1. Outside, outside. Can he make it? They're still side by side, but Oskar has to yield. Will he now be eaten up by Andreas Skattebo behind? No. He managed to fend him off. That is close, close, close. Lionel Skår makes a move on Andreas Skattebo. Andreas has to move out of the way. And Lionel is passed back into P3. Fredrik Lindholm has been shaped up by Gustav Berglund. They're side by side into turn 3-4. Skattebo now out wide is going to lose another position to Albin Gustafsson, but he hangs it around the outside, down the back straight. Now Albin will have the run on him. Fredrik behind them. There's a bit of a gap. Enzo Collin behind that group as well. Mikael Karpers, then Max Stjärnelund, Devon Grabko, William Eriksson, Johan Wahla, Selina Hessman. Rounds out the field. As they now rejoin once again. Start-finish straight. It's Linus Stjärnelund in the lead. Lionel has to defend from Andreas Skattebo. They're side by side once again in turn 1. But Andreas has to slot in behind. Will that prove an opportunity for Albin Gustafsson? We'll see in turn 2. It doesn't seem like it. Linus fending off from Oskar. Lionel fending off from Andreas. Gustav Berglund trying a move on Albin Gustafsson. But it's not enough. It's Collin being hounded down by Mikael Karpers. Back straight now. It's Oskar Melstig, then it's Linus Stjärnelund. Lionel Skår, Andreas Skattebo. Gustav Berglund, Fredrik Lindholm, Pete Norbeck. It's an 8-car battle for at least the top 3. Another fun fact about this race, they had 10 minutes of practice before the qualifying. They have never been to this track, any of the drivers, so being this tight is frankly a miracle. Now we see them side by side. It's Oskar Melstig, Linus Stjärnelund, and there where Lionel Skår on the inside. He gets the run. And we see Gustav Berglund and Albin Gustafsson has had contact in turn 1. They're stationary. Albin Gustafsson gets going now, but he's lost mighty positions. It's a lot of positions. Gustav Berglund a bit more unscathed. Enzo Collin now has pulled away from Karpers behind. But Nightmare Albin Gustafsson is back into E15. In the run, can he make a move on Linus Stjärnelund around the outside final corner? And now they go into the dead blind spot. As they rejoin, we can see Linus is still in the lead. Oskar behind him, and then it's Lionel Skår, Andreas Skattebo, and then we have Fredrik Lindholm, Pete Norbeck, Gustav Berglund. Field now more spread out. I don't know what happened with Gustav Berglund and Albin Gustafsson. I couldn't quite catch it. But now we see it's lap after lap. Linus Stjärnelund has to go right along the inside to defend. But Lionel Skår makes a late move on Oskar Melstig, and he gets past. And now Andreas is on the inside of Oskar Melstig as well. Oskar caught napping in turn 2. I think he was so focused on Linus he lost control of Lionel behind him, and Lionel capitalized on that immediately. it's now Linus, then Lionel, then Andreas, then Oscar. Then we Fredrik Lindholm now pulling away from Pete Norbeck in P6. Then Gustav Berglund P7. Alltså Collin P8. Max Stjärnlund P9, William Eriksson P10. Mikael Karpers P11, Devil Grabko P12. Johan Warland P13 and Albin Gustafsson P14. Selina Hessman P15. Which is correct, yes, because Isaksson is not here, of course. Yeah, so Lionel now trying on Linus. He's the new man to try it. Since Linus got in the lead a few laps ago, he's held it steady. He's defending the inside, Lionel on the outside. He's trying to make a gap. Linus try to go wide to get a good exit, and it does indeed. But Lionel now has a bit of a run. He's looking. Can he make the move somewhere? Trying to find a way past the championship leaguer in the junior series. Side by side between Devin Grabko and Mikael Karpers as well. And now rejoin the back straight. Linus Stjärnlund, Andreas Gattebo, Oskar Melstig, who's dropped back a bit. Then it's Fredrik Lindholm catching up a bit to the guys in front. And so Collin, no man's land behind him, Max Stjärnlund, and then William Eriksson, Mikael Karpers, Devin Grabko, and Albin Gustafsson making a move now, and Johan Warland to recover his early race mishaps. It's Lionel now having to look in the mirror more than attacking on Linus ahead. He dropped back a bit. So now outside move, inside move. Where can he get it done? Not anywhere, it seems, for Lionel's score. They're so close in turn 2. They're back basically pushing each other along the circuit. Oh, it's a lockup from Johan Warland and Devin Grabko, but they both managed to get out in one piece. Now Lionel has a very good run on the back straight. Will this be the time he can make it stick? If it now disappear from you, have to wait in action to see who's out in front. Who is that? It's still Linus Stjärnlund ahead. Managed to fend him on once again. Now Lionel tries the outside in turn 1. And then Andreas makes the inside move on Lionel. Lionel misjudging the opportunity. And Andreas capitalizing immediately. But they're still side by side, Lionel and Andreas. Who will be the latest of the last breakers? It will be Lionel. And they're so close once again. And this battle is allowing Fredrik and Pete and Gustav Berglund to catch up behind. And also Enzo Collin is actually catching some meters, but he's a bit further behind. Now we have it. Linus Stjärnlund, Lionel score. Andreas Gattebo top 3 now. Close between them. Andreas going on the outside of Lionel. Is that going to be the move? We'll have to wait and see. As he soon reappear into view. I see a blue and white car in the lead. Andreas Gattebo has went to P3 from P1 in just one corner. And now Lionel has to defend from Oskar Melstig. So Linus Stjärnlund, the two teammates, Linus and Andreas Gattebo, round out side by side in turn 1. Andreas fends him off, so new leader Andreas Gattebo. And then we have Lionel score, Oskar Melstig, and Gustav Berglund has gotten past both Pete Norbeck and Fredrik Lindholm behind. So it's up into P5 now, chasing the group ahead. We'll see now. Back onto the back straight. Andreas has eked out the gap. He has good pace at the moment. But Linus catches right up again with the slipstream. You're not getting away with this one, he said. Now we see the run. Trying it around the outside. Disappear from you once again. Who will be ahead? Andreas broke leg, I can see that one. Reappearing into view. It's side by side. And I see Linus Stjärnlund is on the inside. Linus Stjärnlund has taken the lead back against once again. Now Gustav Berglund and Fredrik Lindholm are fighting behind for P5. But it's Linus Stjärnlund, Andreas Gattebo, and then Lionel score. They're side by side, but they all have to slot in. And it's still Linus Stjärnlund, and then Lionel score behind Andreas Gattebo in second. And then Oskar Melstig. They're so tight. And then Gustav Berglund, Fredrik Lindholm, Pete Norbeck. Side by side, Fredrik Lindholm and Gustav Berglund. Fredrik Lindholm back post. Gustav Berglund made a mistake, I'm pretty certain. Now we see Enzo Collin is dropping back. From both William Eriksson and Albin Gustafsson, who's making his recovery drive. As we have 4 minutes plus a lap on the clock left. Side by side between Andreas Gattebo and Linus Stjärnelund. Back straight now into last corner. Who will make it out on top? As we wait for them to reappear into view. And we have them there, side by side, into turn 1. Linus on the outside. No, Andreas on the outside, Linus on the inside. They're still side by side. And then Gustav Berglund makes a move on Fredrik Lindholm for P5. Still side by side, Linus Stjärnelund and Andreas Gattebo. They're crawling along the circuit because they're fighting so hard. And this should allow the group behind to catch up. But they're also having their own battle of their own. And Sokolin now dropping back. Max Stjärnelund having a little look. Andreas now leading with Lionel score in P2, and then Linus Stjärnelund, Oskar Mellstig, Gustav Berglund, Fredrik Lindholm and Pete Norbeck. Then we have William Eriksson, Gustafsson and Sokolin. And we see behind him, right behind Sokolin, we have Max Stjärnelund, who's now making an easy pass down the back straight on the inside. Seems Enzo is dropping back with the pace. Lionel now looking for a move for the lead this time around. But he opts to stay behind Andreas, not making the move. Oskar is on the outside of Linus Stjärnelund. Can he do anything about that? No. Linus stays ahead. No. Yes, he does. They're side by side into turn 2. Andreas, then Lionel, then Linus, then Oskar. Then Gustav Berglund. Gustav Berglund sliding. He has cooked his tires. They're gone. I think all of the drivers now struggling with the sliding. Track proving very hot for the tires and the drivers. Andreas Gattebo now pulled out a bit of a gap on Lionel in turn 3. He might have made a mistake, Lionel. Now, on to back straight once again. Into the final corner. In the blind spot, we're waiting for them to reappear. It's Andreas Gattebo still ahead. He's put out a bit of gap now to Lionel, who has to fend off from Linus Stjärnelund behind instead. Late braking from the youngster Linus, but not quite enough. Fredrik Lindholm has got a back past Gustav Berglund, and Pete also looking for the move on Gustav. Inside now for Pete Norbeck in turn 2. Can he make the move? Gustav Berglund goes wide, but it's not enough for Pete to put his nose in. Up into turn 3. Only a few laps remaining now. They have to decide who is going to be the first one to cross the checkered flag. At the moment, Andreas is the one looking for it, but Lionel and Linus has something to say about that behind him. Now Fredrik Lindholm has to defend Gustav Berglund in the final corner. As we see gravel in the final corner. It's where the leaders are, but I don't know who it is. It's a yellow flag. And Linus Stjärnelund is gone. Championship leader is gone. He's gone off in the final corner. Linus Stjärnelund off. I can't see if he's reappeared yet, but just as in Kinnekulle, last race on course to win it, or at least try to, but goes off. I don't know if this time around it was by his own steam, but I still can't see him reappearing. And crucial for the weekend, because this race will decide the grid for race 2. So since it's last now with only a few laps remaining, it's going to be one of the last drivers as well in race 2. So looking for a great recovery drive from him tomorrow. Of course, I couldn't see exactly what happened, not in my view, but I saw gravel and then Linus Stjärnelund missing. So now Pete Norbeck is dropping back. Has he made a mistake? He was looking slow on the straight. It's Andreas Gattebo who has checked out ahead with Lionel and Oskar behind him. And then we have Gustav Berglund, Fredrik Lindholm, and Pete Norbeck has disappeared. He's now down into P8, it seems. So we see them now going on to the back straight. Andreas Gattebo in the lead. He's commanded this race the last few laps, and it seems it's going to be enough, but he has a few. I think it's going to be one last lap before he can put his hand on the trophy. Wait for them. It's a checker flag now. Andreas Gattebo is going to be the winner. Something happened though in the last lap. Lionel's score was passed by Oscar Messing at the very last moment. Congratulating each other after the flag. And then Gustav Berglund P4, Fredrik Lindholm P5. Abben Gustafsson recovering well to P6 after his early spin. So not much damage done when all is said and done. William Eriksson behind him, and then Pete Norbeck after his late race mishap, which I missed, unfortunately. Max Stjernelund P9, Enzo Collin P10, Mikael Karpers P11, great performance from him, and then Devon Grabko P12. Johan Wahlan P13, and then Linus Stjärnelunden going off at the end and not recovering. Seems Selina Hessman has also retired at some point. I missed that too, I'm sorry. You see it now. They are rescuing Linus from the track. So thank you for joining us this race. It was an exciting one. We have 2 more races to wait tomorrow, and they're pretty close to each other, so make sure to be awake early tomorrow. I can't know exactly the times, but I know it's like 9 and 10 or something like that, so be ready. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.